Good day, everyone. Welcome back again to another episode with your host, The Fox, and the all-night long show brought to you by Radio Dentata as well as Night Moves with thefoxstudio.com. We're pretty proud of our brand new studio website and getting a lot of content on there. So there'll be double coverage worldwide now with Internet Radio Dentata. We broadcast each and every Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And now you can catch us as well, all of our shows on Night Moves with thefoxstudio.com. Now, we search around, my partner, my producer, and myself. We search around literally worldwide to, pardon the expression, and I hope nobody takes this wrong, especially today's guest, but we search around for what we consider to be very talented and beautiful women worldwide. In this male-dominated world and society today, we like to promote women of the world, whether it's a mother next door or a woman in media, a model, a dancer, you name it, a singer, anybody. We like to get them on the show and promote them and get them out there in the world so that the world can see it's not just another pretty face, it's a woman with talent. The lady that I've got on the show with me today, I think I've got her behind the wheel running around with her car on her cell phone. I'm sorry to bother somebody. I know that's supposed to be a no-no, but I've been chasing Gerrica Clarke for quite a while now, and apparently today is the day I caught her, so I guess I win something. Gerrica Clarke is, I'm understanding, in charge of the entertainment department with SD Creative Media. Welcome to the show, Gerrica.
Hi, Dawn. Thank you.
I hope I introduced you properly with a little bit of dignity and respect. You can tell me how I did.
It was awesome. It was a great introduction. I'm big on the feminist side of this world, so it was a great introduction.
Why don't you tell all of the internet world, your fans existing that will be listening to this, as well as your new fans that you're going to gain from this, why don't you tell all of us a little bit more about yourself, Gerrica Clarke, as well as the career that you've built for yourself?
All right. So I actually came down to San Diego about 5 years ago now to go to school for communications and marketing. And I decided to make more of an aggression towards my communication portion of my degree. And I have an emphasis in the mass media production area. So I was really interested in just learning more about event planning and how to communicate properly in the marketing world. And I ended up interning for a great guy. His name was Pat Eckstein. He worked for San Diego Creative Media, and he was the entertainment director. And he taught me a lot about the entertainment world and nightlife in San Diego and planning events and fundraisers and just doing a lot of the stuff I was really passionate about. And he decided he wanted to make a move in his life and left me his title. And so now I'm the director of entertainment, and I book DJs frequently at the 3 venues that we work for and promote for, and just create fun, inviting events and fundraisers and special events, and we host stuff for other companies at our venues, and it's a great job. I'm really passionate about what I'm doing, and I'm learning a lot from my boss too.
Now, the 3 venues that you say you book DJs for, can we put a plug in for them?
Yeah, we have Firehouse TV, which is located in Pacific Beach, San Diego. We're at the end of Grand, if anybody in San Diego is listening. We do work for them, and I do book DJs and special entertainment there. And we also have 2 locations downtown in the Gaslamp on 5th Avenue. One is Analog Bar, which has been there for a year coming up in July. And we also have Vinde Syrah, which is a spirit and wine parlor, and it's underground up 5th underneath the melting pot. And that's been there for about 2 years now, coming up in May.
Wow. What were you doing before moving to San Diego? Where were you and what were you doing?
I was living, there's a town outside of Bakersfield in Central California called Lake Isabella. I actually grew up there. I graduated high school there, and 2 days after I was done graduating high school, I moved to San Diego. It was time for me to get out and make a career choice. So I'm brand new to the big career world, but I'm one of the lucky ones who found a career before I was done with school. So I'm really, really grateful for that.
So were you always, even, quote, as a little girl, were you always interested in media and being part of this big creative media world?
I was, I've always been really interested in it. I also model, I act. I've been doing a lot of that stuff on the side. My passion is modeling, but that's a really hard career to get into and be accepted into. So, I can't always find the money there or have it guaranteed yet because it's so difficult to make a name for yourself. And I was really interested in movies and making them or being a producer, and I was always interested in that field. And then I got more interested into the event planning after seeing, it sounds really cliche, but there's the movie The Wedding Planner with Jennifer Lopez. And after I saw that, I was very, very, very passionate about being a wedding planner, and it was up until last summer that I recently changed my mind about planning weddings.
Wow. Is it going, I know a lot of people, myself included, with what I do, there's certain days where I look at myself and go, holy smokes, I don't know how much longer I can take this. And then tomorrow morning I wake up and go, read on another interview today, whatnot. Are there some days where what you're doing is overwhelming or not exactly where you want it to go? Or are you just so happy to be doing what you're doing?
I've always been passionate about what I do, and I'm always grateful for what I do. There are days that I do wake up now because I've changed my lifestyle completely over the past year, and I think I'm able to be more of a kid, per se. I'm able to enjoy nightlife and go out and party. I'm young, so it's something that I still want to experience. But when I wake up and I'm like, oh, my God, I have to go downtown again tonight and I'm tired, I just think about everyone else who's in the same industry that I'm in, and they're out there every night and they're working every night. And I got to say, they're almost 30 years old. I can still do this. It's nothing. I have my down days, but at the end of the day, I know I have a job and I have to be grateful for it, and I can't always be like, oh, and be frustrated with it.
Now, when you first started out with SD Creative Media, what exactly were you doing? And can you tell us a little bit about the radio section of SD Creative Media?
Yeah, definitely. When I first started with SD Creative Media, like I said, I started off as an intern, and I was sending invoices for my direct report and paying DJs and putting in the bookings into a calendar and making sure that all the other venues knew who they were getting booked. And I would enter in the DJs into another program that we use on the computer to make sure that they got flyers made for them. So I was doing a lot of the work that he was overwhelmed with so that he could focus on bigger things, and I could take away some of the other stuff that he didn't need to be doing all the time but needed to be kept up with. So when he did leave and I started to take over more of his responsibilities and his position, we started getting on a creative role with my DJs and with my direct report now about how we wanted to market to our followers and all of our fans for our venues, how we have these consistent DJs at our locations, and that we do have great talent in San Diego music-wise. So there's an actual website called SoundCloud that a lot of DJs use to upload their music and their remixes so that their followers can listen to it, and so that other people who do bookings can follow them and listen to them, and they share each other's work, and it's a great networking connection for DJs. And so we had this idea, why not create our own radio station so that people who do come to our spots can listen to it, and that we can play it at our venues, and we consistently have our DJs that we book on the radio. So I guess it's not a radio station per se, but we do say that it is our radio station, where we have one of our DJs, his name is Cheyenne Giles. He manages it for us, and he does upload mixes every other day, if not every day, on the radio station. So he does make sure that he gets different mixes from our local DJs and puts them on there so that, and groups them so that there's a loungy mix and that there's a rock mix and there's a pop mix and there's a house mix and there's something energetic and there's something not. So it caters to all of our crowds that do come into our venue.
That's extremely interesting, and that's a lot of work, too.
It is. It is definitely a lot of work, and I give him a lot of credit for it.
That's a lot of talent as well. It's something that I have no clue. I couldn't do that if you paid me $1 million an hour.
Oh, you'd figure it out.
I don't know.
For $1 million?
Yeah, I guess a guy could do a lot of stuff for $1 million. Eh? And you made a comment earlier in the show that you are at heart a model, and you still do modeling a little bit. What type of modeling is it?
I do, well, right now I'm trying to build my portfolio more, and I do work with a networking group. His name is Gimme Guy, and he's gotten me a lot of jobs just to kind of build my portfolio. And, I mean, I would really love, I'm very passionate about, like, print models and catalog models just because I'm exactly 5'7", so runway might not be my future, but I still feel like there's an active, modeling behind print and catalog modeling. So, I mean, I've been doing a lot of that stuff. I've been in a couple different magazines just for small things, and it's just something I'm very passionate about, and I feel like I said earlier as well, like I'm a feminist, and I'm not like super hardcore feminist, but I feel like there's something behind modeling where I can express my feminism.
Now, speaking of that topic, which is a really hot, warm topic with myself and Kitty, my producer, are you taken on warmly with what you do, being, I don't know whether nowadays what you do is still considered to be somewhat of a male job, or how are you perceived compared to when your partner boss, I guess, when he used to do it and you took over? How was the immediate response? Do you remember?
I do, and that's funny that you asked that. I was interning for Pat, and he had been doing the music and everything for a very long time. And when I took over and all of his DJs kind of realized that it was me taking over, I was the one setting up the turntables, which is what they play on, and the speakers. And I was out there, and I was putting in the chords, and I was wrapping them up and taping them up and plugging everything in. And I remember one comment, I won't tell you what DJ it was, I will keep him keep him anonymous, but he said, "Wow, I really didn't think a girl could do all of that." And I looked at him, I was like,
wow.
"What makes the difference?"
Wow.
I'm still getting you paid and set up, right?
Yeah.
And he shook my hand after. He goes, "I hope you didn't take offense to that, but I haven't seen a girl set me up. It kind of turns me on." And I took back for a second, and I'm like, why can't a girl do this? It's a job. So it was funny to me that just being in the music industry, there's singers that are women, but they can't book entertainment. Like, that's the woman that's more organized for me to book the entertainment for every DJ. So
now,
that was
that
my first experience with that.
Was that the only comment like that you received, or have you had many, many others up until today that just ongoing from the male world?
That was the only comment that I really received. I mean, a lot of people know that I work very hard, and everyone that knew me before I had Pat's title and that I was his intern, that I was a hard worker, and I wasn't just another girl who wanted to be involved in the industry or whatever the case may be.